see all the swans around the outside. If you come in this area or drive across the bridge behind us, on the weekends you'll find quite a large number of sailboats and power boats anchored in this area. It's a very sheltered area regardless of how bad the weather is. The water stays pretty much as flat as you see it. So boats will come across here from the marinas and just sit in here and have a quiet weekend over here. This bit of land that comes out from the cemetery is called Carroll's Point. It was donated to the city of Hamilton by a businessman in the early 30s. Mr. Carroll, only stipulation was that it not be used for anything other than to enhance the waterfront. So nothing can be done with this land, and it creates a nice natural spit and a little almost like Lagoon Bay area in there. We're going to head due east. If you look at the bridge directly ahead of us, that's the Skyway Bridge. It's actually about 5 kilometers from the bridge behind us to the Skyway Bridge. You can tell it's a very large harbor. What we'll see is less than 1/3 of it on this little trip that we're going to make. And it's plenty big enough for ships, or at least boats, recreational craft, to spend the day sailing around here without necessarily having to go out into the lake, which is on the other side of that bridge. As large as this harbor is, however, the only way in and out of it is underneath that bridge. The bridge itself doesn't present much of a problem, but the lip bridge, which is part of the Beach Boulevard road system, they try to avoid opening that as much as possible. For that reason, if a boat like this did want to go out onto the lake, and even a boat this size would probably need the bridge lifted a little bit. They lift the bridge for recreational purposes once an hour for approximately 10 minutes. It's your responsibility as a boat operator. If you wish to come in from the lake or go back out to the lake, you have to have your boat positioned ready for the opening of the bridge. Here are ocean-going ships that come in through the seaway past Montreal. Some of them go on up the lakes, some of them come in here. So we're still fairly busy. Hard because most people look at the harbor and say, I don't see any ships here. But shipping is usually based on tonnage rather than the actual number of ships that come in and out. So given that there's still quite a lot of iron ore, coal coming in here. The tonnage is still fairly high. By the way, if you came on board for speed, guys, this is this. Make our way across to the other side. We'll be aiming towards those two domes off in the distance. Just in front of the domes is a turn for the, we'll go into the Haida Basin just in front of that. Just in behind those townhouses there. Go back just north of there, that's where the Royal Botanical Gardens headquarters building is, Lights Road. For real Hamiltonian diehards, that's also where Easterbrooks is.
Tell them that's where you're, tell them.
As we make our way across the harbor, if you look over to the left and up a little bit, you'll see that white apartment building. And just to the right of that, down by the water, you'll see a whole bunch of masts. That's the fifth and final marina that's inside the harbor confines. That's at LaSalle Park.